Hey YouTube, it's Howard Deerhauser here with my dad, Dr. G. Today we are going to give you another tip on something you can do to potentially prevent the coronavirus, maybe help you out with symptoms should you get COVID-19. So we wanted to talk about an herb specifically today, and it's called elderberry, which has some proof that it's worked with other viruses like influenza as an example in reducing symptoms and actually fighting off the virus itself. There's not any studies on COVID-19 related to elderberry, but it's something that you might want to consider. So we want to dive into some of that. So Dad, go ahead, take it away.
Yes, well, elderberry is an antiviral that alternative medicine has used for a long time, and there are studies on it. It significantly reduced the number of days people were sick when they took it for the flu and for colds. And then recently, the reason we're mentioning it here today is there was some groups saying that, well, elderberry, because it increases your immunity, might contribute to the cytokine storm. So there's this worry that the cytokine storm which is our reaction of our immune system, but that the cytokine storm is going to be enhanced by something that enhances your immune system. So elderberry enhances the immune system. So people came out and said, well, it could make you more likely to die from COVID-19 if you take this stuff. But if you go online, Chris Masterjohn, I think .com, he did a whole review of the research, and it really doesn't look like there's any evidence that this would increase the cytokine storm. In fact, the evidence points away from it. So it looks like you're safe taking this, as I say, effective against SARS, which is what the COVID-19 is. It's a SARS-CoV-2, SARS-CoV-1. There were studies of antiviral properties with the elderberry, and then elderberry works on influenza and other viruses. So I think it's available at most health food stores. You can get it. It comes in syrup, and it also comes in pills, like 450 milligram pills, which I bought. And it's something that studies show it's completely safe to take. It doesn't have any side effects. Taking a fairly big dose for 12 weeks, studies showed it doesn't have any negative side effects. Very unlikely that it would make a cytokine storm worse. It can be used as a preventive. Now, I think in general, we're all, or a lot of people are glued to their TVs and watching everything, and all these projections. We see these big peaks, these projections, but the evidence really is showing that this virus has really slowed down, and that the curve, flatten the curve. The curve's already flat. So I think you can be hopeful that this thing is kind of been blown out of proportion. And, a lot of experts think this has been completely blown out of proportion. And we'll see. We'll see. I mean, anytime you flatten a curve, it could spike again. I am not a clairvoyant yet. I'm working on it, but we could get the curve go up again. It's hard to say.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to tell where this is headed. I think the social distancing and people really buying into that seems to have helped. With that being said, a lot of our information is also coming from the mainstream media. So who knows what the exact truth is. I think it's important to just do your part and try and protect your own immune system. And again, this is another tip that might help. Elderberry, we have another video where we go into all of the different things you can do. So I would actually go check out our coronavirus playlist, where we have numerous videos talking about how to prevent coronavirus, how to bolster your immune system, other things that you should be doing to remain hopeful and remain stress-free during these challenging times. So go check out those videos. Is there anything you wanted to add on elderberry before we sign off?
No, but I would go back to kind of the mainstay thing that I'm recommending. So my son's girlfriend had probably COVID-19, flu symptoms, fever, muscle aches, all this stuff, and was pretty sick. And this is, hearsay. I heard from my son that, maybe she would try the vitamin C, the high dose of vitamin C, ascorbic acid, because there's evidence that this could be helpful, could treat. It's being used a lot in China to treat it. It's been used here in the United States, IV, to treat the severe cases that are in the hospital or the ICU. It's used in sepsis in the United States. But just taking vitamin C pills to try to help your symptoms when you're kind of sick at home with the flu. So taking vitamin C like on an hourly basis, a gram or 2 grams every hour. And I'm not telling you to do this, I'm telling you what my son's hearsay from what he had his girlfriend do. And also melatonin, taking a pretty good dose of melatonin about an hour before bed, maybe 5 milligrams or maybe even 10 milligrams, or even higher if you're really sick, just to keep yourself from hopefully having that cytokine storm, which can happen, kind of, it's something you don't have control over. This is your body gets kind of into a vicious cycle of the immune system ramping up, damaging more tissue, more cytokines released because of the damage, and it's just a vicious cycle. And so the melatonin, which is an antioxidant and also has another theoretical effect I'm not going to go into now, melatonin, which is safe to do. I don't ever recommend taking melatonin long-term because of the feedback loops within us. But in this situation, melatonin has a theoretical benefit. So the vitamin C and the melatonin, and she got better right away. So we have the cure for COVID-19 based on one case, which is hearsay.
Yep, just some options, but remember to do your own homework, run things by your physician if you're, at risk, for sure. This isn't medical advice, just some information that could help out, but make sure you're doing your own homework too. I think that's it for this one. We'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks, Dad.